So I'm sure by now you've heard of the UltraView button release. UltraView came out with this release a couple months ago, and if you don't know what UltraView is a newer company on the market. They started with hinge releases, and they also make scopes for your site. Pretty high-end company, okay? They're not making cheap stuff. It is the next level. Obviously, with next level stuff, you're gonna get that next level price. They're not cheap. Is UltraView worth the money? This release right here is the UltraView button. This is the aluminum version. It's a $250 release, and they have the steel version, which is heavier, and that one is like $320. Obviously, with next level equipment, you're going to have better designs, more ergonomic designs. Stuff is going to be better. It is, okay? You can't deny that it's not better. Right here is my TrueBall Max 4 Pro. This is my first button release that I ever bought. Been shooting this thing for 7 years. Obviously, if you can hear by the sound of it, starting to get worn out. This one was $100, okay? Or 90, not even 100, it was $90. This UltraView, big difference in price. Not only is there a difference in price, there's a difference in performance, and we're gonna talk about that. So huge difference with this release is your button. The button on this release is a lot bigger and sticks out a lot more. If we compare these releases side by side, you can see the difference, okay? The size of this button is super small, and it does not stick out very far. This one is much larger, sticks out a lot farther, and has a lot of adjustment within the button itself. What this really large button allows for is a really easy shot execution, okay? I can wrap my thumb around there and just do my pulling method. There you go. Like I said, there's a lot of adjustment within the button. There's also a lot of adjustment in the force and the travel that it takes to set off the release. I have it set pretty heavy because I want to be able to draw back, anchor in, and pull through my shot. But you can set it really light to where basically when you're at full draw, you can pretty much just press it and it'll go off. Settle in, wrap my thumb around there, and just pull through my shot. Really easy to set off the shot. And what I like about that is when I'm getting tired or when I have buck fever, I got a deer in front of me, I want to be able to quickly and easily set off that shot when I need to. Also, when I'm just shooting for fun and when I'm practicing and training, I want to be able to settle in there and consistently execute the shot. I don't want there to be any inconsistencies in where my thumb is, and that's the problem I have with this release. Because it's so small, it's such a skinny profile, there's inconsistencies on how it sits in my hand. And what happens, and the big thing I don't like about this release compared to the UltraView, is the button is really small, and it's hard to get my thumb wrapped around there, and there's so much travel in this release and not much adjustment that it can take a lot to set off the release sometimes. So we'll shoot this one. You can tell it's loose. It just does not sit in the hand as consistently. Anchor's different, and I gotta pull a lot more. There's a lot more pull, believe me. Like, I'm actually pulling a lot harder, and there's so much more travel in this release. Now, if you're just getting into archery, do not buy the UltraView, okay? Here's why. It's $250. Unless you're made out of money and you're a millionaire, you can buy it. But if you're just someone who's getting into archery, do your research first, kind of understand the basics. 7 years ago, I bought this TrueBall. It was $90. It was a great start into button releases, okay? Is it the best release out there? Absolutely not. Is the UltraView better? 100% yes. But if you're just getting into archery, it does not make sense to purchase the UltraView because it is so expensive. I've been shooting bow for 10 years now, so it makes a little bit more sense. You know, I've shot the wrist strap release, I've shot the TrueBall, now I have a UV button. This thing is leaps and bounds ahead of the TrueBall that I have. It is specifically designed for the bow hunter. It's a button release for the bow hunter, and I love it. It's a great release. Shoot one more arrow here. It's a lot easier to set off the shot. Feels a lot more comfortable in the hand. And I can just execute a much more consistent shot over a period of time. We're at 10 yards here, so there's no difference in the shots. This was the UltraView, this was the TrueBall, and this was the other UltraView. Don't mind my crappy target. But the difference between the two releases, like I was saying, what happens is over time when I'm shooting, I'll get fatigued, just like everybody does. With this release, because it's a lot easier to get grip on here, a lot easier to set off the shot, I can make a more consistent shot. And I'm not standing there at full draw, pulling, waiting for that shot to go off, okay? It's consistent every single time because I get really good leverage on the button, anchor in there, and every single time it's a consistent shot. Now, obviously, we're human, we make mistakes, we're not perfect. So yes, even with this release, I'll make bad shots. I would say this is properly rated for the price. But this release, compared to the TrueBall, there's a lot of big pluses in this release. There's a lot of surface area, so it fits in my hand. It fits right there in that palm of my knuckle really well, consistently. A big grippy button. So I get a lot of grip on there. I get a lot of good leverage. If you don't like how it's set, there's a lot of adjustability in it. There's even a whole bunch of adjustability in the travel and the force, and it says it right there on the release. All you got to do is put in your Allen screw. If you are a 4-finger guy, you can take off this right here with this Allen screw and put a 2-finger extension on there, so then you have a 4-finger release. So if you're someone who likes to shoot it like a hinge and you want to pull on it more like that, you can do that. And there's a lot of ways to shoot this release. Like I said, you can set it really heavy like I do and pull through your shot, or shoot it like a hinge. You could set it really light and basically you could just tap on it. It's that simple. Right out of the box it's set pretty light, and I didn't like it that light. I liked it a lot heavier, so I was able to pull through the shot better. There's a lot of adjustability, and that's what I'll say about this release. Is it's a very adjustable release. You could pretty much cater this release to any person. But is it worth the money for a brand new archer? I would say not. Like I said, unless you're made out of money, it doesn't make sense to buy a $250 release. Just like everything else on your bow can be just as expensive. You don't have to start with the biggest and best gear. It doesn't make sense. My first bow was a Mission Craze, and I took some old gear off my dad's old bow that he didn't use anymore and plopped it on there, and that's how I started archery. From there I built. I kept building upon what I had. Eventually I bought a new bow, the new sight, built new hunting arrows, new release. Build upon what you have. Unless you're made out of money, then you can do whatever you want with your money. But I would say, again, hear me out. If you're brand new to archery, don't just go out there and spend a bunch of money on a release like this, okay? Feel around, look around the market, see what there is, because there's a lot of releases out there. There's a lot of stuff that's a lot more affordable. The True Ball, like I have right here, this is a good option if you're getting into button releases, because it's 80 bucks. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. You can go out there, you can go to a pro shop or something, test it out, see if you like it, right? This is what got me into the buttons. It's a 4-finger. It's not a high-end release. It's not the greatest release out there, but I shot it for 7 years and I killed a couple deer with it, and I've shot some pretty good groups. But I'm getting to that point where I needed something that was just gonna, help me shoot a little bit better. I'm taking archery a little bit more seriously. I want to shoot it better. This release has helped me. It has helped me shoot more consistent, even at longer ranges, okay? It has made me more comfortable and more confident in my gear, in my shooting. That's all I'm gonna say about it, because it's different for each person. And every archer will tell you that one piece of gear is better than the other. I want you to hear me out when I say this. Do your own research and do your own testing. Find what is most comfortable for you and build off of that. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you want to check out this release, check out their website down below, ultraviewarchery.com. If you are interested in everything that I use to build my bow, check out the gear list down below. You can find all of my stuff and my specs there. If you are interested in whitetail deer management, check out this channel up here. Talk all about managing whitetail and the land around it. If you are interested in consulting, email me. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.